Dubbcast. Hope everybody's feeling good tonight. Big love and unity from the Dubb. Shouting out to you live from the studio. We got a fun night indeed. Sit back and relax. This is the Dubbcast. This is the Selah Dubbcast, brought to you by Selah Productions. Hope everybody's feeling good out there. The Selah Dubbcast is brought to you by Carl Heverly Surf. Check them out at carlheverlysurf.com. Everything from 10-foot long nose riders to awesome shorty thrusters. High performance longboards handmade in Emerald Isle by Carl Heverly himself. Carl Heverly Surf. Big love and unity from the Dubb. How's everybody feeling out there? Leave a comment, like and subscribe. We're going live on YouTube and Facebook tonight. Can you hear me? Bim! This is the Selah Dubbcast. You can reach me on SelahDubb.com or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of your platforms you like to. Step on over to the Dubbcast on SelahDubb.com, Selah Dubb on YouTube, and check out our brand new videos. We've been working hard on those. And the second segment, we got the Acousticast coming up next, so stick around. The Dubbcast brings you insights, opinions, and infos and interviews from all of our good friends here in the community and all around. We focus on the skate and surf scene and the reggae music world and supernatural goings on worldwide. Tonight we got a fun show. Tonight we're discussing the theories of Marshal Vane Summers. Very interesting indeed. How's everybody feeling out there? Selah shouting out to you. I hope to raise the vibrations. Let me move over in front of this light a little bit. We got a lot of light coming in over here. I was trying to get psychedelic, but that's a little too much. All right. Big love and unity to all the friends out there. Thanks for all the support. I am Selah. This is the Selah Dubb channel. Hope you've been tuning into all the brand new music videos. Kirby's in the back right now getting ready for the On With The Mix video. We're still filming. Today we're doing the one shot, and she's running through the house all dressed up glamorous. On With The Mix will be our first dancehall dance hit, so hopefully everybody will check it out. Feeling good about that. We got the Acousticast in the next segment, and we've been vlogging all week, so checking out the surf out here. Hope everybody's feeling good. Big shouts to all the friends who've been supporting all the music and all the goings on here on the Dubbcast. It's been a pretty wild week here at the beach. It's been icy cold, but a nice little swell popped through. So I had to finally get out the gear and jump on in. It's definitely freezing indeed. And this surgery on my face has led to me having no feeling on my face. So in the water, my nose just freezes. It was crazy. I had this crazy icy cold feeling, but the waves were barreling. People were threading the needles. So we had a great little session last couple of days, even though it was frozen, and made me realize that I should just be up in the mountains right now. It is time to be back in the hills. We were driving the kids around, and we had to take them out to a little store and coffee shops. And I was in one coffee shop, noticed all the kids were uncovered. They were uncovered, as you could see, and some of the adults were kind of tripping on it. It seemed like there was a little revolution with the kids, like they've had enough. So I don't know. It's time for us to move on, get healthy, and hopefully this spring we'll be back in motion. Seems like we all been kind of in a funk here. Everything's been closed up and halfway in motion. Selah Dubb tour has closed down for the year. And I'm not sure when I'm going to get back here. I've got my first shows in September, so I just decided to work on my alternate media here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, working on the vlogs, the podcasts. I'm going to be surfing live through the spring, going out and surfing and taking the GoPro with me. And as we gather up the crowd and finish up all the music videos and get the new album Praxis done, we'll be ready for the live tour. So come join us on Patreon, join us here on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube, and we'll keep you posted. If you get in with us on the Patreon site, we will definitely give you the first 1,000 people that jump in on Patreon, we'll be giving them insights to ticket deals and gear deals. So when we get out there with the Cali Roots and we jam with some other bands, we'll be able to get you first dibs on certain tickets to festivals and stuff like that if you get in on the Patreon site with me. And on the site, I hope to create a forum where musicians and artists can all get together and unite. And we can give you some deeper knowledge and some deeper podcasts out there, deeper live acoustic casts for the people. So we hope everybody's feeling good out there and enjoying the cold weather, locked up tight with the glove right now. So anyways, it's been kind of a rough time. Definitely, I've been a little bit in the funk here, just trying to not do any shows. I miss you guys 100%. And it's been really hard for me to avoid doing any shows whatsoever. But, all the restaurants, any of the kind of shows that I've been offered have been like kind of at 25% capacity or doing a drive-in show. And I just feel like, I'm just going to take the year off and just produce and gather the crowd and try to get the stuff nationwide. So all the people out there on Facebook, please join us on YouTube, subscribe with me. As I get subscribers, all my friends here on the East Coast to help me subscribe. It'll help me spread my music across the nation. So we'll get out of this funk by creating as much content and merchandise as possible and getting ourselves together with all our friends. The new Dubbcast has got all kinds of new guests I've been getting ready to interview. So I got all those scheduled for the next few weeks. J.D. Beulah and Burt Ray and Brother Jason and Michael Akins, and got some special guests from up north in the Great White North in Canada, and we got a special guest from out west. So stay tuned for the Dubbcast. We want to make sure we raise the vibrations, take it a step further than just kind of like a funny cast, but just give you some more information, insights, and amplitude for the people out there. So if you feel like you're in a funk and you're having a hard time keeping going, we're going to give you the value cast here on the Selah Dubb site on YouTube. So check that out. A little insight for musicians and artists out there who need a little insight. Special shouts out to J.D. Beulah, who was on last week on the channel. We're going to have him for a full 2-hour cast next few days here and get in deep about some of these things we're talking about right now. And also special guest Night Nurse, hopefully to have her on soon, Kim. And me and Kim lost a great friend last week, Brother Tony Dredd. And we send our hearts out to all the family. It was a shocker indeed, a super strong vibration, super strong soul in the community, reggae dancehall master. And I played music with him for 30 years. My first show in Wilmington, I played with Tony Dredd. Actually, when I came in Wilmington with the early band from Boone, and we rolled right on in, and there they were. I remember the first time I was here, and Tony Dredd was here kind of welcoming us in and ushering in our vibes, even though we were young and green, didn't know what we were doing. He jumped up on stage and toasted a few songs, and I never forgot Tony Dredd from that day. He's always been one of my close brothers. So the loss shocked me, blew my mind, broke my heart, and it took me a couple of days to even discuss it because I was definitely saddened and heart sick, and just remembering all the good times. I guess that's all we can do right now. And it's a shame we can't get together at the Lazy Pirate and have a big party. I don't know what people are doing, but hopefully this spring we'll be back in motion. And big shouts to Tony Dredd, Sweet Night Nurse, and all the people out there in the reggae community here that are so united here in Wilmington. Big love and unity. I also want to give shouts out to the Timcast. Ian on the Timcast. We love you, brother. All the hippies are on your side. Keep on shouting out all the crazy theories about Tesla getting electricity from the sky, and theories about global Earth, and all the different things you do. We love the Timcast, so check that out. Timcast IRL. If you need any good news, he will give you the vibes. Also, big shouts to Sweet Kirby, who's out there getting ready. Check her out on the Kirby Art by Kirby on Facebook, Instagram, and all around. She'll be on Patreon soon, and her art is amazing. She does all the portraits that are live portraits, and she's working on some beach scenes right now, and doing some of the sea life around here. So it is incredible. Don't miss Art by Kirby. All right, let's get on with the show today. Today, we're discussing some controversial information I want to get up with you guys about. And I want the podcast to go a little deeper. So usually here, the first podcast of the week, we're going to go just a little bit deeper than just the fun and entertainment, on the in the spirit of Lex Friedman or Brett Weinstein or any of the deep thinkers out there. I want to take it one step deeper and maybe make you think a little bit. So today I want to talk about the theories of Mr. Marshall Van Summers. Now, Marshall Van Summers is considered kind of a religious figure in his own right, and an Episcopalian church member at one time, and moved on from the Western standard Christian religion to more of a New Age religion, as he had some heavy revelations indeed, and through his travels and his insights and his deep thoughts, he had some heavy revelations, and those revelations made me think, whether or not what he has envisioned is real, whether or not where he comes from and some of the paranormal background that is attached to his material. If you just think about these theories that he came up with and that he's sort of received, it might take our consciousness to a deeper level and how humanity maybe can evolve forward. Because I feel like humanity is kind of stuck in a little limbo here between one stage and another. You know what I'm saying? And I think right now is a big time for us to really realize our real purpose here, deeper than even on the earth, but maybe our purpose here in the universe. So Marshall Van Summers, I want to talk about him here. Let's just get back to where I got his Wikipedia here. I want y'all to see some information about him. Let's see if I can get it up here. Hold on a second. So, according to Wikipedia, Marshall Van Summers is an American philosopher and religious figure, born in 1949. So he's a little older than us, has had a lot of insights, and has had revelations, according to him, and some writings, messages from God. His visions are that he believes that he's been visited by beings from another realm, or maybe a God consciousness, who's inspired him and given him visions that there is life beyond Earth, life in other parts of our galaxy, and life in other parts of the universe, and that there are other beings out there that have been visiting us throughout all this time. Whether you believe that or not, I don't know whether I believe that. That gets pretty deep. But this is what he says. He says these beings have been visiting us for a long time, and they've come to kind of watch what we're doing, because they can't really intervene, because they have a whole universal society of people that are all intertwined. And in our galaxy, they have different nations that are all intertwined, and they have different laws they must stick with. And the universe is very scarce in resources. And what he says is the earth is so filled with natural resources in incredible abundance that we are right now squandering away because we just don't realize it. We're not kind of conscious yet of how we can sustain in a different way. And his vision is that these beings have been watching us, and many benevolent beings have been watching us, but also other beings have been watching us that might be more, let's say they're sneaky. They might want to play a little trick on us. And none of these beings are actually allowed to harm us physically, but they might come to us and actually try to persuade us mentally by acting like they're our really good friends. But what he's saying is, if we give away our resources here on Earth to any beings outside our Earth, and we're not prepared for them when they come, they could take us over, enslave us, and take over our whole community, just like any bigger civilization might do to a smaller civilization when they come into a new territory and take it over. Of course, they're not going to worry about the locals. They're just going to come in and pillage the place and take it over. And that's kind of really, these are some people that are desperate for resources like what we have. And we have no real infrastructure or global unity. No one's speaking for our one tribe of humanity. And so we are vulnerable right now for beings from another zone, another world, to come in and manipulate us, deceive us, and take our resources, enslave us. And he talks about other realms, other places in the galaxy where there are civilizations that are enslaving other civilizations for their resources. And whether or not all this is true, sounds like a sci-fi novel and all that. And I understand that. To me, it sounds like a crazy sci-fi novel. But if you start thinking about our global humanity and how we exist here on the earth, and how we are not unified, and how we are not saving our resources, we're not being kind to each other. Some civilization, some of our people are exploiting lesser people for their resources. And instead of being unified, we don't have anyone speaking for humanity or the globe, right? We don't have anyone speaking for the earth. Our infrastructure for a modern earth, a computerized technological earth, isn't fully set up. Our industrial infrastructure isn't fully figured out because it's just new to us, only a few hundred years. So we're depleting resources, and we're not necessarily unified. And in that, we're not necessarily prepared for anything coming from another realm. Now, whether somebody ever came from another civilization, deceived us, enslaved us, took away our resources, that doesn't necessarily matter. What necessarily matters is, how are we going to move on to a future humanity? How are we going to move on with our technological advances so that we don't deplete the earth till there's nothing left, till we don't blow each other up, till humanity is destitute? How do we unite as a whole globe now that we are united through the internet, through technology, through just the whole humanity? In the next 100 years, that is the real question I think we have to ask ourselves. So what Marshall Vane Summers left with me in all of his talks and his teachings, and you can go listen to it, is that mankind as a species has a small window to decide whether we're going to unite or whether we're going to stay divided and crumble, or we're going to unite and save the earth and live for a better future, and a deeper future beyond what we have right now. Because technologically, if you think about it, 100 years from now, we're going to have technology figured out to the point where we can save our resources. And hundreds of years from now, we will have technology figured out to the point where we can travel to other realms, other places. And are we prepared? Are we prepared to meet other species from other planets? Are we prepared for the mass pollution of the earth? That's the main thing. So check out Marshall Vane Summers. He went really deep indeed. It makes you get quiet and makes you really think about it. But I think everyone on the earth should think about this one question, and if it makes you think, please write back to me and let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts about it are. Let's see what other questions are I have for you. So basically, and the final thing I'd like to say is, so I think that at one point we needed to think globally. Everyone thought we needed to, but I think we really need to think galactically. And how is our global thought and our global humanity going to interact galactically in our galaxy? Really, because that's really the deeper question, as we carry on and as we evolve. So it's a great question. If you have any ideas or any insights, please throw something my way. How can we preserve our precious resources for a better future? How can we prepare for a better world around us? How are you preparing for a better world? Please let me know. I'm just Dubbcast, and I'm just rapping at you. I'm just kicking it at you so we can gather the tribe and gather the forces. And this is the Dubbcast. This is the first segment. On the second segment, I'll be throwing out the Acousticast. That's the brand new musical show coming on 3 days a week. So on the Acousticast, we're just right now in the raw form, playing all the acoustic versions of all the Selah Dubb songs. And then I'll be giving you the revved up dancehall versions with the machines. And then we'll be bringing in the band little by little. Been working with Baby Beats and Kirby and Heater and some special guests. And we'll be joining up for the Acousticast. So stick around with me. This is the Dubbcast. I'm Selah shouting out to you from the South End. Big love and unity from the Dubb. The Acousticast is next. Like and subscribe. Bim! Talk to you soon.